July is Disability Pride Month here in the UK, and during promotion for our latest disability equality documentary Fighters, we sat down with the cast to record a series of conversations. In this first episode, we talk with director and producer Michael Grimmett, who gives us an introduction to the topic of disability equality and also looks at things that we can do to be more inclusive in our everyday lives.
So I'm ecstatic that you're going to be the first inclusive content conversation.
Ooh.
Excited. What does, as the expert, what does the word inclusion mean to you?
The expert. Wow.
Definitely.
There, that is a big bit of pressure just right there. So inclusion to me is about feeling, as a person, feeling wanted within society or actually anywhere really. So in a venue or going on a train, everyday life, I just want to be included and have different aspects that meet my needs that I can then contribute like everybody else does.
It's a heavy question as well, and it's not. I appreciate it's not a one size fits all answer.
No.
How wanted or how included do you think disabled people feel generally on a day-to-day basis?
I think that varies from person to person. I think generally, the generalistic answer, there's always something that we should be doing more. Because like transport, getting people into work, we're hearing a lot recently about that people should be working, but there needs to be the infrastructure for disabled people to work, and that could be just a ramp, but that even be more meaningful and how would a disabled person get to work, how they get home, how they have their support, do they need any equipment at work. So it's not that is what I think is like in 2025 for disabled people. It's just about wanting to take part, but there's always seems to be a barrier in our way. We have to book train assistants where non-disabled people don't have to book, and that because society thinks that they have to put special measures in place, and I can see how they think that, but just a ramp isn't really a special measure. It should be just done anyway, or maybe just design a level platform that people can just roll on. That'd be even better. But they just mean things like that, really.
And I think one thing, leading on from that, kind of one of the things you taught me while I was getting on very early on was the fact that disability isn't just, this line from the film, isn't just ramps and braille, it's so much more.
No.
What is the breadth of disability? Tell us about the whole spectrum.
So there are 6 main, impairment groups. And so there's mental health, long-term health conditions, autism / neurodiverse, physical or visual impairments, sensory impairments, and learning impairments. And they are the main 6 impairment strands, and actually only about 20% of disability you can actually see. The other 80% you actually can't, and every kind of all of those impairment strands, impairments can intersect. So just because I have a physical impairment, might also have a visual impairment as well. So it's about understanding how impairments can intersect and can fluctuate as well. So sometimes you're more tired, or sometimes you can actually do more, and some days you actually can't. So it's about understanding all that. Only about 3 to 5% of disabled people are actually wheelchair users, but the fallacy that we're everywhere and that is actually true. But and that always surprises people. But I think it's because they can actually see our impairment, where with hidden impairments, you actually can't, and I do think it's a bit of a myth that, and sometimes still people don't understand other disabled people's impairments. They're not just non-disabled people. I always tell the story about when I was quite young, about 17, and I asked somebody who wanted somebody user in accessible toilet if they weren't a wheelchair user, and it turned out the individual had a stemmer bag, and it was more private for them to use the accessible toilet than a non-accessible toilet. And I felt really, really embarrassed and quite judgmental. Though I kind of get why, if you're not in the disability sphere, how you might think that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's about like being educated and reaching out, and that's part of what SNI do. That we aim to teach people and to train them on how to think of it, how to embrace disability rather than being scared of it. I think if you don't never had something, then you kind of get naturally scared of it. I just think that's where we're at.
Leading on very nicely from that as well, when it comes to thinking about wanting to make your content inclusive and in embracing kind of all that it's need, what are, say, some of the foundational points when you're making content that you need to think about to ensure that everyone who wants to engage with your content can? I
think about all the impairment groups.
Mm-hmm.
I think, does my LinkedIn post, or does my, what I'm saying now, would that be able to, would that be accessible to all of those impairment groups? So, for example, with LinkedIn, I always make sure that that alt text on all of my photos.
Explain what alt text is while we're here.
The alt text is where you can describe the photo to people who are visually impaired / blind, and they have software that can read the description for them, so they still feel included. I'll be quite honest, I now use AI to generate my alt text. It only takes 5 seconds. So, because I know in the past people said, it takes quite a long time to, if you got 10 photos, to write 200 characters per photo, but now you just use AI to do it all for you. It's great. So, but yes, there's no reason why people can't do that.
Fantastic. And we said alt text, and then perhaps when it comes to sort of videos and that kind of stuff.
Captions on all the videos. I know that when you're writing something or anything like a document or a social media post, think about people who are neurodiverse. You don't need to write anything differently. You just have to write a bit more accessibly sometimes and make it clearer and structure your sentences. And then you also get more readership, and you get more engagement, and more engagement should hopefully mean more money. So it's a winner for all.
I love that. And I guess that leads very nicely on to the business case. And like you're saying, tell us about, people haven't heard the term Purple Pound. So what's the lowdown? So
the Purple Pound is the money that disabled people have. It's estimated to be about 267 or 268 billion pounds.
Every time we speak, it goes higher and higher, isn't it? It's more.
I know, but that is how much it is. And that is the value of disabled people, and also the value of the people that either support them or live with them as well. So you've got, like, if I go on holiday, or I may take 1 or 2 PAs, they will also spend money in that location as well. So not just about salespeople, but that everything that encompasses us, and what the value we can bring, really.
I love that. To finish off, it's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask everyone about a particular creator, a content creator or a filmmaker, someone related to your space or your peers, someone you recommend they should go and check out. Who would you say?
Not at the year, Jack. Right, anyway.
I was hoping you would, but love that. It's all up with the plug for me.
Jack Tompkins, Ben&Jack Studio.
Oh, I love it.
Check them out. But you want to check out other people, there's Isaac Harvey, there's Nick Wilson. Yeah, the great disabled people out there doing lots and lots of things. There's the Purple Group as well, who do a lot of good stuff. So there's lots of different content creators out there. Check them out and support them.